Hey everybody! So in this video, we're going to be talking about having DID and dealing with being sick, as in physically ill. Now, I want to apologize in advance if I seem kind of off or sound kind of funny. Our whole family has gotten some sort of stomach virus, so I'm honestly not feeling the best, but I figured this was a good time to cover this topic. So, the first thing that a lot of people wonder is who deals with the illness? Who's out? Well, that's going to depend on the system, but for us, I'm usually the one who's out because I'm the host and I'm out the most often. But if certain symptoms are happening, like a lot of pain, then Berserker will come out, or one of the other protectors will come out to help deal with other symptoms that are really triggering or problematic for me or for others in our system. Now, most DID systems are going to have at least one individual person or group of people who are going to handle physical illness, because it's going to happen. Now, in a lot of ways, physical illness is really difficult for us being polyfragmented because it affects every individual system member so differently. For some, it's not really that big of a deal. They don't feel it very much, if at all. And for others, they feel horrible. Or it's very triggering for us to be sick, depending on how we are sick. And it's really not an enjoyable experience, as I'm pretty sure anybody out there can understand being sick's not fun. But it's especially hard on our littles, for instance, because they can't play or run around or do a lot of the things they want to do in the body because the body doesn't feel well. And they don't like to be in the body because of the pain and the feelings that go along with being sick that just aren't any fun. I mean, what little kid wants to be sick? None that I'm aware of. So it can be a real balancing act trying to make sure that nobody who's going to be really upset or triggered by our body being sick comes out. And the other thing is that everybody has such different tolerances to medications that we have to be careful who's out too. Because if, for instance, I take a cold medicine because I have a cold and I have a stuffy nose and I don't feel well. Well, say I took NyQuil. Okay? I can take NyQuil and do just fine. But some of the other members of our system don't respond very well to that particular medication at all. It makes them really irritable, it makes their stomach hurt. We've even had some system members who have an allergic reaction to NyQuil or alcohol-based medication. And so it's definitely not easy to deal with medicating any sort of symptoms that we might have going on. And with the kind of illness we have right now, where it's a stomach virus, that's especially difficult for all of us because nausea and the accompanying things that go along with that are a severe trigger for a lot of us, because some of our trauma dealt with objects that were attached to other people being forced into our mouth and causing us to gag. I'm not gonna get any more graphic than that. But that means that feeling nauseous can bring up all kinds of feelings of fear, and it's just not, it's not good. Our whole system gets very uncomfortable when these kinds of things happen. And so we've developed certain different kinds of self-care techniques to try to help as best we can. Like drinking warm beverages or soups like tea or coffee or tomato soup are some favorites, because they're soothing and they soothe the body and help it feel better. Chicken soup is a favorite, especially of the young kids. Tomato soup is a personal favorite of mine. So we all help the body as best we possibly can to feel better, to make it so that the symptoms aren't as bothersome and aren't as triggering. Now, with nausea, there's not a lot we can do because we can't really take anti-nausea medication. A lot of it doesn't respond very well for a lot of us. So the most we can really do with that is just breathe deeply and drink soothing beverages and eat foods that are very easy on the body and very easy to digest. You know, rice, toasted gluten-free bread, applesauce, things like that. Things that aren't going to upset our stomach. And overall, the most difficult part for us about physical illness is dealing with the fear that's brought up, because it makes us feel helpless when we're sick, because suddenly we're physically weaker and we don't feel well, we're not able to take care of ourselves as easily. It can feel very, very vulnerable, and that's not something that we really like. Thankfully, my husband helps out a lot, whenever he's home, and we've learned a lot of self-care techniques, but it's certainly very difficult for us in these kinds of situations. So overall, the way that we deal with being sick is just by practicing self-care, by managing who is and who isn't out, by taking appropriate symptom management medications, by getting plenty of rest, drinking lots of fluids, drinking favorite beverages or soups, and just overall taking it easy. And then we tend to do a lot of deep breathing and other techniques to help manage the fear and anxiety that's brought up by being sick, and we offer the littles toys and other things to cuddle with to help them feel better. But it's definitely a tricky time, so if our videos seem off for a little while, that's why. Just wanted to let you know. We will still be making videos as long as we are able to do so. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. And let us know down in the comments what you thought, if there's anything else you'd like us to cover, if you have any personal experiences with this, or if you have a loved one with a dissociative disorder, if you've had any experience with how they deal with being sick, feel free to share if that's okay with them. Have a good day, everybody.